I didn't see you there. This is for everybody, right? I'm just gonna leave that right there. He Star Wars the Kegerator. What's up, you awesome geeks? I'm Brian, and welcome to the Smugglers Room. This week, this chubby geek is featuring another builder from the community, and quite frankly, this one blows my mind. Beer. It's a beautiful thing, especially when it's poured from a Star Wars Kegerator. Kegerator. That name just doesn't do this build justice. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself. You see, Mark Nestor is the builder and maker behind this amazing project. And since his first post in the Star Wars Room Builders group, I've been waiting and watching for every update. This is the kind of project I absolutely love. I love the impractical practicality of this build. Taking something like a Kegerator and Star Warsing it to this level of ridiculously awesomeness is exactly my brand. This project has an incredible mix of techniques. The Tatooine motif on the back wall has a gritty, sand-worn texture with damage and pipework to boot. There are recognizable Imperial oval patterns here down the side, and they're perfectly backlit. It also has a wonderful little creature contained in this tube that moves with servos, and a sweet digital display with motion graphics that Mark made himself to show you all about the beer being poured. And that's just to name a few things. Mark left nothing in this piece unfinished or untouched. He sent me photos and video of the build, and I've poured over them countless times in all the details that he added to this. I don't know what to call it. The galaxy's ultimate beer dispenser? Maybe? I don't know. All I know is that I love it. But that's enough rambling from me. I want to let Mark tell the story of this galactically awesome build.
You know, I'd never really done anything like this before, and I somehow came across Bob, and I like to make stuff. And so I started following him, and you know, I found it really cool that he was doing the types of projects that, you know, maybe I could even try and be successful at, you know, not really having any background in building, not really having, you know, any specialized tools or anything like that. A lot of the stuff that he was doing felt like somewhat attainable. And then he did this one episode where he was making a Star Wars themed, I think it was for his computer thing or whatever. And this guy, Brian Thompson, made some panels for it. And that was the first time I was like, what? And so I dug into that and found the Smugglers Room, and I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? And there was so much amazing content. And obviously, you know, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. You know, I saw the original Star Wars when it came out. I think I was 9 years old, 1977. And so finding the Smugglers Room, I was completely inspired, but not really with any particular project in mind. And then I saw this one beer fridge challenge, and there were 5 or 6 different people that were Star Warsizing their beer fridges. And I was like, oh, I could totally do that because I have a kegerator. I could just totally do the kegerator door front, and that would be super, super cool. And so that's, I think, where it all really began. I became a Patreon member of Brian's, and he was sharing files in that group. And so he actually shared the Illustrator files that he had done for the front of his refrigerator. And so the front of my refrigerator here is pretty much exactly the same as his. So thank you, Brian. But that's where it all began. And so it started with that idea, like, I'm just going to do that. I didn't have any specialized tools. And, I was trying to think, okay, I'll get a Cricut, and then I can cut this stuff out of these panels out of like really thin basswood or whatever. And it just wasn't going how I wanted to go. And then I thought, well, maybe I should make it more complicated instead of less complicated. And I just started growing and growing and growing from there as far as ideas go. And I taught myself how to use Fusion 360 so I could sort of model all this up in 3D and figure out, what do I really want it to look like and do, and obviously expand it into this, which is a little bit more than the kegerator door front. But that's where it sort of happened. And, I was completely naive. Like I said, I've never done anything like this before. Everything in this was figuring it out as I went along, whether watching Brian's videos on the Smugglers Room or finding other tutorials on YouTube about how to do this or how to do that. And, I thought it was going to take me like 2 months, maybe. And that grew into almost, I would say, probably 19 months to get it going. But it was perfect because it was during the pandemic. I started in 2020. And, it really gave me something to focus on during that time. So it was kind of perfect timing in that front. But, it's just been an amazing journey to go from I have no idea what I'm doing to just slightly above I have no idea what I'm doing, but, enjoying it all the way. And, being a part of this community that Brian has created, both with the Smugglers Room, and there's a Star Wars Room Builders group as well. And it's such an amazing, supportive community, such a positive influence that people are bouncing ideas off each other, encouraging each other. And, that really, really went a long way to keeping me going through all of that. And I don't know, what can I say? It was a labor of love. It was a labor of insanity to some extent. If I had to do it all over again, of course I would. But, now knowing what I know now, there are lots of things that I might do different or whatever, but I'm super happy with how it came out. And it actually pours beer. So, that's a huge bonus right there, number one. So, yeah, it was a total blast to build.
Mark, this beer tastes terrible. I think it was poured incorrectly. And I think I might need a trip to your place to have you pour me a proper beer. Mark, my friend, it's been an absolute pleasure seeing this project develop over the last year. And I wanted to thank you very much for allowing us to share all of your amazing work with everyone in the community. My friends, our number one goal around here is to get you excited enough that you'll go out and try to make something for yourself. So I hope hearing Mark's story, seeing his project, and the journey he's been on is enough to get you super excited. Because I know it has for me, and Mark, I'm stealing a few of these things from you too. Yeah, I think I'm going to grab a few things right now and get to work, building something out of nothing.